Good morning, all. This is Jack from Charting the Markets Crypto, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of the Monday, the 5th of January. My disclaimer: I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from my transfer and shots, and I'm not here to issue trading signals. This is a video for paying subscribers at ctmcrypto.substack.com. It's published on YouTube after a delay of 3 days. All right, okay, let's have a look at Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, on Friday, I was talking about the possibility that we were breaking over the 50 DMA and what might happen if we broke and consolidated over that, and we did. Now, this brings up on the weekly chart, this brings up a couple of targets here. Not saying these need to be met. I'm not saying it's likely these will be met, but we're now potentially in a stage where we could test the 50-week moving average and the weekly middle band, and I've got those at 101. 101 500 and 102 500 respectively, but I'm not really expecting it to get there. We're also opening up some targets up here on the daily chart, but the main thing I'm looking here is on the hourly chart, and this is the possibility I was talking about on Friday morning, which is that we could expand the flag. Now, while we were staying very, very muted and just trading sideways in a very narrow range, this wasn't a serious issue, but now it is. That's so what I was looking at was the possibility that hang on, bear with me a moment. We could expand the flag, and if we were to do that, then the obvious thing to do here would be to, wouldn't necessarily be the case, but the obvious resistance here would be here, where we could expand this flag here and get up into about the 97,000 area, and that would expand the flag into a larger rising wedge, and that is what I'm thinking we may be doing here. We've got over the 90,000 area. We've powered up from there, and obviously that is now on the table. There are other options here. We could, for instance, hang on, wait a second. We could, for instance, form a channel, and potentially that could get us up into about the 98,000 area. But I'm thinking we're forming a larger variant of the flag, and this is something you regularly see when you break down from a flag. Don't make it immediately, and the pattern just isn't mature yet, and you are forming a larger one. Does this still likely end up being a bear flag which delivers a retest to the low? Yes. So we shall see how that goes. In terms of the trend line here, we've got here a pretty solid trend line. I really like this one. It's 3 touches. It's good. It's and this is what I'm looking for. So that really, at the moment, we're looking at about the 97,000 area. This is a nice setup, and that would be very, very much the obvious target. So if we're going higher, that's where we're going. And at the moment, I think there's every reason to think that we probably are going higher. All right, so I'm just drawing it in here, and we'll do this for each of the others as well. All right, okay, I'm going to be doing a post today writing about this, so watch out for that as and when it comes out. But Solana, obviously, we're seeing a rally here too. We haven't got over the 50 DMA or anything, I don't think, or have we? No, we have gone over the 50 DMA. So here we've got another scenario, because of course here we had a flag and we've already retested the low. So here we've got a potential double bottom, and if this double bottom was to break up over, actually I think the resistance is, for some reason it's showing as 144.91 on that, but the resistance is actually at 146.91. That is 30 above, more or less, almost exactly actually, this low here. So if we were to see a sustained breakup over 146.91, this would have a target in about the 176, 177 area. That is a little ambitious, but if you think about it, it's not really that ambitious in terms of the in terms of a retracement of this area, because this, of course, had a fair flag which has, of course, already reached the target. If we were to see that come down, do the full retrace back up to, oh, sorry. All right, hang on, wait a second. If we were to do a full retrace back up to 177, that wouldn't even be a 50% rally. So in terms of a retracement of this move down, which is what we'd be looking at here, that looks fairly modest. So I'm thinking that's got a shot, but not quite as confident as I am on the Bitcoin setup, which looks very nice indeed. Okay, looking at Ethereum. Again, we've seen a bit of a rally there. On the daily chart, we broke over the 50-day MA there as well, and we're touching the daily upper band here at the moment, so it might need a bit of consolidation while the bands turn. But here, again, I'm wondering about it. I'm wondering about a larger flag. Now, we don't have as nice a setup here. So we've got a really, really obvious target trend line on Bitcoin here. It's not bad. But I'm just wary because this was originally a channel which broke down. So, and that, of course, that channel is broken. It cannot come back because it would require parallel lines. So I'm considering alternatives here, but I've got to say, there's nothing that looks as attractive as the trend line on Bitcoin. So we will see. It could be that we just go with the same one. This would turn into a rising megaphone. If so, that would currently have a target in about the 36.75 area. We will see how that goes, but it's not as clean a setup. Equally, this could actually be turning into a triangle. So there are other options here. It depends how strong this is likely to be, but that is what we're looking at the moment, I think. And we'll see how that goes. All right, so that's where we are on crypto. I'll have a post out today. I will be looking at these options there. This is actually, I'm quite glad to see this on crypto because, frankly, it was getting very, very boring. So it's nice to see it actually moving a bit. And this actually isn't a bad match with what I'm looking at on equities here, because I think we've got some more business on the upside on equities. So it makes sense that we'd be trading sideways to up while that was happening. So expanding the flag isn't actually an irrational thing to be doing here. We'll see. All right, great. In that case, I think that's a wrap. Everyone take care. And I will catch you guys again tomorrow morning. Cheers.